as I just replace another GoPro battery here. So looking at the Outcast V2.5 or 2, they're calling it just 2 revised. It's really the 2.5. Here's the original. This is the one that I have. This is the one that Arrma had sent me out, not actually in real time. There's only one of these left. This really is a great buy. Hobby Quarters literally has one of these trucks left. Is this the revised version? Yeah, it is. But that's not saying that just because you've got a revised version that it's any, I mean, it's different, but it's not. What they've done is they've fine-tuned the details. That's what they've done, and I do really like what I've seen. Again, that's not saying that this one's a piece of garbage, because it's not. Basically everything is the same except for revisions. Revision number 1, blackout series or V2 version of the ESC, which is 120 amp ESC or 130, I forget. 120 or 130. SPEKTRUM Firma, 120 amp ESC. So 4S capable, 3/4S capable. Little wire holders, which are kind of cool, but they actually do get in the way. I have found that even though they do hold down the wires, it's slightly revised. So the new one has a revised kind of like locking system. Almost looks as though it kind of clamps down on the battery. So maybe that's a better scenario than this. This was kind of a pain in the neck. This one is just a revised way of doing this. You can put the wires now underneath, which I think that's what a lot of people did anyway. I tried this, it gets in the way. So this, I just take that piece and not even use it for wires. The mud protection, big change in the mud protection from here to here. It actually hugs the top of the body, or at least kind of not hugs the body, but it kind of just gives like a ledge for the material and debris to not go in, where in this one, it can still kind of come in. There's a giant gap that's right here, at least right now. With this one, that gap is more minimized. Center differential. That's a talking point. I wouldn't say the center diff is, I mean, it is an upgrade, but at this level, it was really a center diff needed. I think that was just a wine bag complaint, but Arrma heard what everybody was saying and they provided you with center diff. The other thing they changed were slight small revisions with the chassis. Taking this original chassis, flipping it over, versus taking this chassis and flipping it over. Little bit more, I guess, thickness in kind of these areas where they now opened it up so that the gears and the center diff can kind of breathe. This one, what people were doing, at least what I did, was I drilled a hole to get rid of all the debris that would kind of get stuck in here. Even though this is a sealed system, it's kind of not. Small bits of I mean, this chassis is plastic, it's going to move. Small little tiny fine grit and debris would get in here, so what people would do was either slot or drill a hole in the chassis. So Arrma listened. If you look at this X bracing here, the X bracing in this chassis is much thicker. They've increased the rigidity of basically this entire area right here. See how this one was just kind of increased right here? You've got the small little raise up section, which really is nothing. This now looks like they're providing you with extra strength. Arms are the same, except now they're giving you the mud guards. The original V2 has the provision to go ahead and install these. The other major thing was this. This was a big gripe for a lot of people. When I got my not pre-production, but kind of pre-production, when I got mine did have the axle issue in the rear, and they did resolve that rather quickly, but they've done something a little bit different now. This now has like a sleeve or a gusset piece that's now built around both the front and the rear. So here's a look at the front. Here's a look at the front here where it's wide open. So what they've did is they've kind of encapsulated it. That's a good word. Kind of like the GPS encapsulator. And yet again, another shameless plug installed right in the middle of the video. This is the GPS encapsulator from rcguygarage. Go get you one. They encapsulated this section right here so that the debris cannot get in there and wreak havoc on these parts right here, on the input shaft to the front and rear diff. So like I said, small little tiny revisions, shock towers and all that stuff, that's all the same. These pieces are bolt on, so I guess if you possibly could upgrade your chassis to these is what I'm thinking, because I'm seeing that this stuff is all kind of the same, but you're still not going to have that part. But if you do break your chassis, you could upgrade to this one, which will give you the ability to go ahead and throw in a center diff. Or do you just go ahead and pony up, swallow your pride, and just go ahead and buy the new one? I say buy the new one. Again, Not saying that this one's not bad. This one's great, actually. Same motor, 2400 kV, 2400 kV, same fan and heat sink as this one right here, just the ESC changed. Also the servo. So this is a completely plastic bodied servo. This servo is an upgraded servo. Upgraded in how or whatever, I'm not sure as far as the specs. You can go look them up online, but it is a metal banded, or center section is metal. Hopefully what that's going to do is maybe wick away the heat and or give strength and rigidity to the servo. Not that it really needs rigidity, but having that metal should wick away any heat that could potentially build up. The other thing is springs. I am curious. I'm pretty positive that they didn't upgrade or change the springs. Mine had about 30 or 40 packs through it, and that's probably what you're gonna see with a spring like this and the abuse that I did give mine. So my springs are collapsing. The other thing, same bumpers front and rear, same wheelie bar, but it has front and rear sway bars. In version 2.5, or 2, whatever you want to call it, they got rid of the sway bars. People were saying, like, how do they give you an updated truck with all new, well, not all new stuff, but how do they give you a newer version and have it at a lower price? Well, take away all the sway bars. There's one way. Is the ESC any better? The ESC supposedly provides more punch. With the Big Rock, definitely did see that. And by the way, the Big Rock and the EXB Kraton, the software, the glitch, the software has been remedied. Most likely at least I heard from Jeremy, what Jeremy was saying was that any vehicle that you are now getting from Horizon, the software already has been updated in those two trucks. This one I don't think you're going to have a problem with. This is an updated V2. This is the older Spectrum, but I think it's just punch. Punch and the color is what they've changed in this. So this is probably giving you a little bit more power output. Again, they've only got one of these trucks left. So hopefully somebody will come down and snag this up because there's only one left.
As of the making of this video, this RC might already be gone.
Okay, so let's get into the battery compartment section here. So you can see how those wires, look at that. So it's actually encapsulated. Wow, that's a different way to do that. Check that out, that's encapsulated in there. That's keeping those together. Gotta get that stinking wire, man, what the heck? Plug's already coming out. I gotta do something about that plug, man. My plug already coming out? My plug's already coming out. Crap, can't have that. The plug is literally coming out again. I gotta fix the plug already. So they've shifted the battery weight further forward because they've also added weight technically and took away space. You can see how much space we have. It's like half the size because you've got slipper clutch versus center diff. They put the battery forward. So the question is, this truck can also fit a bigger battery, where this truck might limit you on your battery length. So if you're getting away from that Spectrum, I guess, ecosystem, the question is what batteries are going to fit? So you may end up with a problem where you've got some packs that used to fit your old vehicle that now no longer will fit your new vehicle because the battery location or battery area has shrunk. So there's packs here, so let's see if he's got just a pack. So here's a 3S pack, we'll grab one of those. I'm looking for a 4S pack. That's a 6, that's a 6. I think is that a 4? That's a 3. So 3, 3, okay. That's also a 3. Well, let's just grab it and see what it looks like anyway. How come there's no 4S packs? Wow, there's really no 4S packs anyway. Alright, well, let's take a 3S pack and I'll just show you the difference. So this is a Spectrum G2 5000. So, in the old truck, plenty of room. So, plenty of room front and back. New truck, that is pretty much, that is the pack you're fitting.
Like I've explained before, usually there's a give and take.
You can see that's pretty much the size of the pack that you're going to be going with. So, pack restriction. So you definitely have a pack restriction between this truck and the other truck. Yeah, you could definitely fit different packs. in the old truck. Again, that's not saying that that's a bad thing, because again, you have to realize a lot of people go for the giant packs, and the giant packs give you more runtime, but what that also does, it gives you more weight, which could have added to the collapse of my suspension. And I never did say that that wasn't the case, that I used big batteries and I had different tires. So I really flexed and overdrove and used and abused my Outcast V2. Woo! Oh! Ooh! This is the V2.5 or V whatever 2 revised. Is this a buy? Yeah. If it's anything like that one, and I'm sure it is, because all the tiny little tweaks that they did with this thing is just an improvement over the old one. Do I know about the ESC? No, I don't. I actually don't. I don't have any experience right now with that ESC. It would be nice to have some experience with that ESC, but for now, no. You're gonna have to find another video. But hopefully, it's not gonna be a problem. This is the back section to hobby quarters. There's just so much going on at hobby quarters. There's just so much product, so much new stuff that he's dragged in. You got the Traxxas XRT Ultimate. He's got the X-Max Ultimate coming in. You've got these little FPV wheelchair cars. I call them wheelchair cars because there's no steering in the front wheels. It's all done with the rear, so it's separate drive motors, left and right. This thing is actually pretty cool. Yeah, there's only one left, man. There's only one left of those. Come down and grab it. I mean, this thing is cool, but more battery selection, less battery selection. You guys all wanted your center diff. You got it. You got your center diff, and you've got less battery packs that you can now fit in your truck. Somebody come down and buy this thing. Telling you, somebody come buy this. All right, RC Guy Garage out. Been here all day. I might come back tomorrow. We'll see. I'll see you on the next video. Got it Velcroed in there this time. We'll see if that works. Yeah, this truck is just a blast. Absolutely, hands down for me, the best 4S trick truck RC that Arrma put out. They take a beating, don't they? Oh! It's still fine. It is.
You rebuilt it all the time?
To be honest with this one, no. This one has taken a lot of beatings. Oh, got it, almost.
Hey, have fun.
Thank you. This is RC Guy Garage. I'm out here at the skate park. What are you doing today?